Please, I want you to share this video until it gets to these two people, these two Yoruba men. They are making things very difficult for me. I don't even know how to express it. These two Yoruba people that you're seeing, I know they have a voice in the media and people are listening to them, but they are making things very, very difficult for me. And I know they are making things difficult for other people as well, even their own people. So share this video until it gets to them. Number one in this list is Dele Farotimi. I want you to listen to what Dele Farotimi had to say about Igbo. And then you will also listen to this our brother, Omoyele, Sowore. These two men are making things very difficult for me because ordinarily, I would have been giving the Yoruba people woto every day. But when I remember that these two men are from Yoruba, I will mellow down. I will have fun. That there are people who still believe in equity and fairness, and I still know that the Igbos are going to hell. And then they are fighting for us, even more than the people who spend time queued up to elect as public servants. These two young men have spoken out long that our elected House of Assembly members, than our elected House of Rep members, than our elected senators, and even governors. People do not know that they are governors. These two young men have continued to speak out. Just last night, Omoyele Sowore put out this post that I am displaying here, deciding to put aside his differences with every Igbo politician, with any other politician, as long as they join forces together to demand for the release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He has shown himself to be a big tribalized Yoruba man. He has shown himself to be a person of fair and good conscience. So, he is by this making things difficult for those Yoruba people whose job it is to wake up every morning and promote tribalism. People like the president's wife, people like Bayo Onanoga, people like the very, very multi Ishakiri man, whose name I do not wish to dignify him by mentioning, who wake up every morning to denigrate and bash the Igbo people. People like Dele Farotimi and Omoyele Sowore are making things very difficult for them by insisting that the Igbo people must be respected, by insisting that the rights of the Igbo people must be protected, by insisting that the Igbos must be included in the government of the day. I want to use this opportunity to call on every well-meaning Igbo son and daughter to not just only thank these people, but put their support behind them. And let this also be a wake-up call for you, an Igbo man who is sitting by the fence while they murder, while they plunder, and while they destroy your own people. You are sitting by the fence. I don't want their problem. I don't want their trouble. You know I have business interests. Let them not go and attack my business. Wow. Seriously. That whatever affects the nose affects the eyes as well. You don't know. They will spare you. The same way, our brother in Lagos State there, whose name I also do not want to dignify by mentioning. The one whose name is Ibekwe, who thinks that by his bigotry, they'll one day bring him and give him a high chair in Lagos State. Unfortunately, he is the one leading the consolation team to those whose properties are being destroyed every day in Lagos State. Those who were told earlier, I remember campaigning and advertising a real estate company, which I promised that I will only do once and I stopped. So there are people to come and invest back home. I've never heard that the properties of any tribe was demolished in any part of Igbo land. I've never heard it. I've never heard that government will issue paper, issue documents for a particular property to be developed. You go for the approval of your building plan and they approve it. And then you start developing that property, paint it and move it into it. And then somebody comes to say, this area has been marked for demolition. Who sold that land? Who gave the approval for the building plans before you started thinking of demolishing that place? Did Lagos not have a master plan? Do they not know when foundation was laid? In all this we are doing thinking, we are doing the Igbo man. We are doing to ourselves. Because the world is now a global village. As the president is shuffling for globetrotting from one country to another to look for foreign investments, he should also know that the way they are demolishing local investments of Nigerians, who they perceive as Igbo people, therefore the right should not be respected. Demolish it is for an Igbo man, Omoyele. As you are destroying the properties of Omoyele, as you are demolishing the investments of Omoyele, Omo China is also seeing it. Omo America is seeing it. Omo Turkey is seeing it, and Russia is also seeing it. Why these people will now lock up and leave their country to come to your own country and invest? Because they don't know their fate. If the fate of your own people, your own citizens, is not assured, how are they sure that the fate of their own people will also be assured? How are they sure that their own investment will be protected in your homeland? So, as you're jumping up and down going to look for foreign investors, remember that the world has seen you destroying the investment of your own people without compensation, without due process. The world is seeing your tears. I remember when there was a little crisis in Anambra State, and all the Hausa people came together and entered their trailer. They wanted to leave Anambra State. The then governor of Delta State, Chief James Onanefi Bori, welcomed those Hausa people and gave them an empty plot of land to start their business very close to Onitsha. It was called Abraka Market. It means those Hausa people did not now go back to the north. If they had gone to the north, each of them will go to their place and say, you people have chased us away. We also chased you away. That is how national crisis starts. But this man solved that national crisis by returning those people. Till today, they are still in that area. Some of them have moved back to Onitsha when the crisis was resolved. I've never heard it in any part of this part of Nigeria that government have chosen to demolish this part of Oka because it was not approved. Government of Delta State have chosen to demolish this part of Asaba because it was not approved. Your ministries gave this approval, sir. Your ministries sold this land or gave this person C of O. Your engineers started developing these plots. Now they are painted and moved in, and you remember it's for an Igbo man. You know, you start blowing grammar. You don't know that the world is watching you. And there's also a God up there that the emails call upon that is watching you. So, let me not digress too much. Let's use this opportunity to thank our brother, Omoyele Sowore and Dele Farotimi, and also to tell them that whenever they are ready, we are ready. And there are people that are also ready to start the movement, not to join the movement, to call for the unconditional release of the person who is asking for the fundamental human rights of the Igbo people, who is asking for inclusion, who is asking for good governance. He has not asked for anything extraordinary, and he has not even taken up arms. The people who have taken up arms, you are daily negotiating with them. So what stops you, or what is stopping you from negotiating with this man who has shown himself as peaceful?
If there aren't validities to the demands of Nnamdi Kanu or his grievances, there will be no currency to his words. But he speaks clearly, speaking the mind and the grievances and the pains of a people. To ignore what he is saying will be stupid. He is the one who has embraced the use of the language that the Nigerian state understands. But he is not the only person who is aggrieved in Nala Igbo. kill Nnamdi Kanu today, there are 1,000 waiting to take his place. Because the reality is that he is not speaking to his personal pain. He is speaking to the pains of a people.
This is what I should tell you. You are not going to get Nnamdi Kanu out of detention by negotiation. It's not possible. Nigeria is holding Nnamdi Kanu to ransom for his unity. The payment they are demanding for is absolute unity and loyalty, regardless of what they are doing to Igbos. Yes, or they are doing to other Nigerians. Unless that ransom is paid, and that ransom is Nnamdi, or Nnamdi is rescued from the kidnappers. Look, all these rights matters you are seeing in Nigeria in the courts, Nnamdi Kanu's trial has nothing to do with judges. If the Supreme Court justices decide that Nnamdi Kanu should be freed, he will not be freed. Yes. The DSS will not leave him. Because that has happened several times. It's not matter of what they come to do in the courtroom is scripted drama. So that they'll give an impression that, they know that Nnamdi Kanu's trial cannot go anywhere. And they know that if it is concluded, it is a problem. If it is not concluded, it is a problem. So they make it an open-ended trial so that they will look and see if something is happening. But they're not interested in his trial. They are interested in holding him perpetually until people realize that that's what they are doing. And I realized that a long time ago. In fact, when I met Nnamdi Kanu, I used to say, I met him in New York when I was on my way to Nigeria in 2019. At the time I got arrested for revolution. And he was telling me, I told this story several times, he said, Sowore, you are mad. How are you going to Nigeria at this time? They just tried to kill me in my father's house. And they killed 20-something people. I barely escaped. I said to him, and it came to pass, if they need you and they want you wherever you are hiding, come and get you. And that's what they did to him by going to Kenya. They abducted him. Till today, nobody can tell you how Nnamdi Kanu got to Nigeria, official. It was a kidnap, an international kidnap, actually. And you cannot cure that flaw in his trial. You can't go and kidnap somebody and bring him to us and bring him to trial. But they know what they are doing. So I hope that those who are his supporters and Nigerians who deliver justice will understand that the word is about. He is a prisoner, not we shall say prisoner of conscience. Of course he is. But he's a prisoner to the Nigerian project. The desire to keep Nigeria one, united, undividable. That is his crime. And those kind of crimes are not for trial. You can't get the court of law to convict him for that. Because it's not a crime.
Thank you for watching this video. In case you are just seeing our video for the first time, this is N1, a cultural forum, and I'm encouraging you to please share this video to your audience. Thank you and do have a very pleasant day. Bye.
In one.